Today we're going treasure hunting for lost lures here on this drained lake. Oh my, look at this, guys. So let's go out there, let's see what we can find. As I see my first thing, it's actually a swim bait. Now check this out. I bought this specifically for this video. This is a reacher type of tool that I think disc golfers use, but I'll leave a link in the description of this video. But basically you can reach up and you can grab stuff, which is super cool. Let's see if we can get this one dislodged. There it goes. Check out our first swim bait. Actually in pretty good condition. It's a little fluke. What appears to be a little fluke with a pretty good hook. So we've got our first keepers of the day. We're gonna go ahead and put these in our bag. We're also gonna be removing any fishing line we come across because I don't love fishing line for the animal. Oh my goodness, I see something, guys. It's really cool looking. This looks like a big plastic crawdad. Look at this. Whoa. Second official find of the day. Look at this crawdad. That's pretty cool. Definitely got to keep a sharp eye when you're around these trees because lots of people get stuck on trees. In fact, I see something over there. I've got my waterproof boots on, guys, so I can go out into the water. What appears to be a bobber rig. Oh, and I see a swim bait down there too. So I got a little bobber here, pretty good condition for the bobber. There's also a swim bait that I'm gonna grab as well. Oh yeah, look at that with a jig head, big jig head. Nice, that's actually in pretty good condition. I think that will clean up pretty good. And I look up and right here, we've got a bunch of fishing line. Obviously I don't want on this tree, you know, let's remove it. So we'll take the fishing line with us as well. Look at that, guys. We've got a little jig. Looks like somebody was doing some crappie fishing, maybe some bluegill fishing. Tiny little jig, we'll take that too, that's cool. All right, check this out. I think this is one of those like lure dislodgers that you attach to your fishing line, you run it down, it dislodges. Looks like someone lost it, but that's our find, so that's nice. Man, look at all that line. That is like heavy duty line too. Let's get that out of there. Check it out, here's one of those little beads. I love using beads, so that's good. So I found another clump of fishing line, look at that one. But we've actually got a pretty nice weight attached right here. So we're gonna get that weight, check that out. That's pretty nice. And we'll throw it in the bag and then let's get rid of all this fishing line as well. I can't resist, I gotta grab the golf balls. You know, it's always interesting. Oh, what is that? We got something buried in the ground right here. It's actually a pretty big swim bait and got a jig head to it. So we'll go ahead and throw that in the mix. That, what I think it is. Here we go. Got another jig head with a little blade on it, nice. Now guys, out here in the mud, I see something sticking out that I wanna look at. I see a tail sticking out here, a plastic tail that's attached to something. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, look at that jig head. That's nice. Ooh, that's a good looking. Oh, and look, the hook's still good on that one. That's sweet. I could see myself using this one at a spillway. This is a perfect bait. That's probably one of the best finds of the day so far. That is nice. Oh, here we go. Here's another one right here, guys. Look at that. So a lot of times these plastics aren't great, but you do get a weighted jig head and some of them can be cleaned up. Another golf ball. This one looks like a maybe a range ball. Oh my, look at this, guys. Wow. Whoa. Look at the size of this swim bait. This is so cool. This thing's huge. And when you know it, another golf ball right here near the shore. That's our third golf ball. Ooh, look at this. Oh, that's a sweet swim bait right there, guys. The hook's still good. The swim bait itself is in great condition. Oh, and look at this. We've got something else. We got a blade right here. We got a blade bait. So check this out. We just found a really cool swim bait. Oh, look at that. That is so nice. That's the nicest one of the day. The hooks don't look like they're super sharp, but the blade bait looks amazing. Steel shad. That is so cool. Two really nice finds right here. You just kind of have to walk slowly and look for shiny stuff or stuff that just doesn't quite look natural. Oh, there we go. Big old worm. A sharp hook, jig head. There you go. Big plastic worm. And then we're gonna go up and over here to the other side. We've got a boat ramp right here. Obviously, a lot of people fish around boat ramps. Guys, you guys are not gonna believe what's over here. We'll get to that in a second. Because there is a sunken ship over here. We're now crossing over to the other side. Oh, there's something. Yeah. Okay. Check this out. We got a nice swim bait. Really nice swim bait. The jig head itself and the hook is a little bit rusted, but the actual swim bait is awesome. That's what I'm finding is that, you know, if you can find a swim bait with a really good hook, that's the ultimate win, but you can reuse a lot of this stuff. Now guys, look at this right here. Look at that. We have got a ship, a sunken ship over here. Here we go, another golf ball. My golf ball collection just from this hunt alone, very good. Oh, now guys, check this out. Let me put my bag down. Right out here, look at this. Right here in the water, look at this. And this, you know what? This one looks good. This one actually looks really good. Yep, the hook's still pretty sharp. You could probably file that one down a bit. Nice little swim bait, look at that. That is wild. We've got a sunken ship right here. That is so wild. I think what we'll do is walk out and around just to take another look from another angle. The word on the street is Hurricane Helene sunk this at one of the marinas. They were able to fill it up with enough air to tow it over here, but now since it's been drawn down, it's stuck again. They can't get it loose. I mean, look at this, it's just sitting there. This may be a wintertime icon for this part of the lake. What I'm doing, guys, is I'm kind of scanning along, but really what I'm doing is I'm looking in the water here. That seems to be where I'm finding most of the hidden treasure. Here's a good example of that. We've got something that's just kind of dangling there. We've got a hook buried in an old swim bait right there. And that's really the key, is that a lot of these spots have been kind of combed over already, most likely by other people, just for the sheer fact that they're here fishing and they see stuff. But as it gets drawn down, the sweet spot is that submerged stuff that you can see. Look at there, guys, this is special. This may be the nicest find of the day. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. We've got a really nice blade bait. Oh my goodness. That is really nice. Let's see what the blade says. KVD. It's got a big old, it's got a skirt on there. It's got swim bait. That's a really nice find. Man, when I see stuff shimmery in the water, I get excited. My heart just jumps. Oh, now here's something. A little jar here, guys, with some, what looks like maybe some trout bait, some little eggs. Let's go ahead and put these in the bag. Okay, I see something right there. Oh, no, I see two things. Check this out, guys. We've got another old plastic. Looks like maybe a lizard. And then right down here, not to be outdone, we've got the same rig. This person had a bad day. If it was the same person, it kind of looks like it might have been. Let's go ahead and throw those in there. Check this out. We got any weights in here? Oh, it's just a container. However, if you rinse that container out, it's actually pretty nice. So that's a keeper. We'll keep that. Oh, and guys, look at here. We found a turtle. I found a turtle of all things. That is so cool. So this is an eastern box turtle. These guys are so cool. He's looking at me like, you gotta be kidding me. Let's go ahead and grab him real quick. What a beautiful, beautiful little box turtle. I love these guys. All right, let's put him back down gently right here. Hey, that was cool. So we found a box turtle. I love that. My kids will love that. Man, that blade bait's got me fired up. There's a couple things in this bag I'm really excited about. Location one was a home run. However, there's another public fishing area where we're gonna go to next, where I think there's gonna be a treasure trove of stuff. So let's get in the car. Let's go see what else we can find. All right, so we're at location 2. It's another public area where a lot of people spent their time here this summer. Let's go see if we can find some more treasure. There's gotta be treasure out here. There's gotta be. So I see what appears to be maybe a plastic worm, maybe? Yep. With the hook attached to it. Just gotta be extra careful here. So guys, down here in this twisted mess, I'm finding things. I'm seeing things. First thing I'm gonna do though, is pull out my handy little knife. Check this thing out. This was given to me as a gift. This particular guy has some fishing line that does not wanna give it up. Got it, okay. So that's the first one. Now, I see a paddle tail right here. Let's pull that out as well. Let's see what condition that's in. Oh man, it's been in there for a while. Not great, but it's something. Goodness. There, so we got a weight in the mix. That's not bad. What is that? Oh, nice. We've got a plastic worm. Oh, and we've got our first lure. All right. Okay, oh, there's something. What is that? Nice, a little bit of a spinner right there. Good, and now we've got our first hard lure here. This is pretty nice looking. It does not have any hooks on it anymore. Looks like a rattle type of bait. Yep, it's got some beads. That's cool. Check that out. That's a nice find there. We're getting a lot of good stuff in this little area. Man, this has been a nice little spot right here. Maybe a wacky rig setup maybe. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Yeah, nice circle hook too. Yeah, so check this out. We've got one of those like wacky worm scenarios. And I think I saw something shiny. What is that? Yeah, it's an old piece of a lure. Okay. Oh, here's something that's nice right here. Check this out. Here we go. Nice. We got a swim bait right down here. Nice. You know, it just took me coming down into the water to start finding stuff. That was the key. There's a nice swim bait. Okay, so I'm done with location 2. I'm headed back to the car, and I've got one more location in mind I want to check out. That's kind of like a little public beach area. It's already closed, so I've got to park outside of this area. I can hike down to it, but I have a feeling there's more treasure down that way. So let's hop back in the car. Let's go to location 3. We are in our 3rd and final location. Let's go find some treasure. We have part of a fishing pole. Wow, okay. Oh, another plastic worm. This one with a bent out hook in it. Here we go, we got more. Here's another hook. That's actually a pretty good hook. The plastic it's with is not good, but the hook itself is great. And we got another one. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. Wow, we got lots of stuff here. This is an old plastic right here. We've got a crawdad in the mud right there. Look at that one. Wow. All right, here's something. Okay, kind of a crawdad. Oh yeah. So this is not a lure, but check this out. We got a water gun that actually shoots. So we'll go ahead and add it to the stuff. Nice. There's a little pirate captain. That's kind of cool. My kids have a pirate ship, so they would like that. Whoa. Check this out. That's cool. It's like a little snorkeling mask. Let's get all that mud out of there. Nice, that's actually in pretty good condition, guys. That's really nice. Okay, we're adding that to the pile of keepers. That's actually pretty cool. I might be able to salvage that. No way, another one. And it's another one that's in good condition. Let's empty it out. Oh, nice, a Spider-Man one. Yeah, I can clean these up for my kids. This is great. This is where everything's concrete now. Let's see what we find. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Nice. Look at this find, guys. Heck yeah, another hard bait. Oh, there we go. Here's another hard bait, guys. Nice. What a beauty. It's still got one treble hook, another hard bait. Looks like kind of a deep diving lure. Nice. I mean, look at this. Very nice. We got a little jig head. Missing its hook. The hook broke off. We got the jig head with the skirt on it. We've got maybe I think this might be the other part of it. Yeah. So we've got like a spinner bait here that busted off. Somebody lost it. Let's go ahead and remove all this fishing line as usual. Yeah, there we go. So we actually got a pretty nice weight right here. All right, guys. So I also got a nice weight that was attached to this. So we got a couple of goodies. Let's go ahead and grab all this fishing line that we can get. Here's something. Here we go. Here's another blade bait. If I look down, here's a perfectly good bobber. All right, I'm officially done with location 3. Let's take all this loot home, clean it up, and let's give it a proper evaluation to see what we actually have. Here's all the treasure I found. I segmented it out. So anything that's above the broken fishing pole, I consider to be something I can still use. Anything below, the hooks have been rusted out or the plastic's just rotted. So as you guys can see, there's quite a few things that were, especially these swim baits, they were so close you could almost use them. Maybe if you took the time to try to really sharpen down those hooks, you may be able to save them, but honestly, they're pretty much goners. Most of these hooks are just completely soft and smooth or completely broken off. That's kind of the biggest issue. So I noticed once I opened this thing that everything was as hard as a rock. These aren't really usable anymore as far as, like, you know, bait for trout or bluegill. We've got more blade baits. This one doesn't even have a hook. Check out some of this rubber too. This is just crazy how crusty and nasty this stuff is. But let's talk about the stuff that is usable. We got 4 golf balls. That's always fun to have. Check this one out. So I believe this is a fluke. The hook itself is in very good condition, so this is something I definitely could still use. This is one of my favorite finds of the day. So this is a cool little swim bait with a jig head on it that's got a little eyeball, and the hook's still sharp enough that if you just touched it up a little bit, you could still get it, you could still use it. Here's the one swim bait that I found that the hook is still very close. It's very pokey, so if you did sharpen it, I do have a file so I can do that. You could absolutely still use this, and I would like to try this one out at a spillway I like to go to. Over here, this is probably my favorite find of the day, and it's just a cool blade bait that looks like a rainbow trout. And even though the hooks are not great on it, they absolutely can be replaced. I actually have plenty of treble hooks in my shed, so I'll be using that one for sure. That's a nice one. Here's an old school one. So this one is very, very old, very faded. It looks like an old crankbait. You technically could still use this one. I'll probably put it on a little display thing that has old lures on it. And then we've got a couple, we've got a worm here. It's still in very good condition. It's a pink worm. We've got a handful of hooks. This one has a jig head on it. We've got this tiny little one here. This one actually you could use for, someone who's using this for pan fishing. I love to pan fish, and technically I could still use this one, so I probably will. We got a couple bobbers. This was actually a really cool find. This is one of those retriever tools. So you put this on your line, you slide it down to where the hook is, or the lure is stuck, and a lot of times it'll pop it loose. In this case, somebody also lost that, so that was a really bad day for the person who lost it. Really good day for me. Here's another crankbait that absolutely could still be used. It needs to be, the hooks need to be replaced on it, but it is pretty nice. Same with this one. This one's called a dredger 14-footer, and same thing, it just needs to have a couple of hooks put on it, but honestly, it's a pretty nice trolling lure. Here we've got just a big purple worm. The hook's still sharp enough that you could file it down and get it sharp again. And then over here we've got a couple of fun finds. I found these over at the picnic area / swimming hole. Here we've got a Spider-Man snorkeling goggles, and it just so happens I've got little kids, so that's perfect. I've got a little bit bigger of one right here, and honestly a little bit more cleaning, and these will be just as good as new. They're in really good condition. I did find one pirate as well. I thought that was cool. Earlier I thought this water gun was still in good condition, but honestly it's actually it's not doing great, so we'll throw that one away. Everything below the pile is not doing great. Everything above the pile is definitely usable. I did also want to show you guys just how much fishing line we were able to remove from the lake itself, which was also a great thing to do. This is the first time I've done a treasure hunt for a drawn down lake. If you guys enjoyed that, let me know in the comments. I'd love to do more of these. I had a lot of fun. If you guys would like to see a recent episode, I've got a really good one right here where I catch a trout on my first hand-tied fly, or you may be interested in a recent spillway adventure. I've got a good one right here. Till next time, tight lines.
3, 2,